Whoa! Guess what time it is? I'm live. Let's see if we have any willing victims to drop in today. I got somebody there. I got a willing victim already. And I'm probably coming on a minute or two early. Come in here to make sure my lights are turned on, make sure the microphone's turned on, make sure my coffee doesn't get cold. Got my cheat sheets. Not that I'll use them. Let's see if I get any takers today. This is probably what I get for showing up a minute or two early. Well, let's see here. We've got it shows that I am live. I don't have any willing participants. I didn't mean to call anybody victims. I haven't, but that's how I roll. My fellow victims. Anyways, I got one person on there. Hey, chime in. Let me know where you're coming from and who you is. It's 12 o'clock sharp. Time to get this ball rolling. So if anybody can jump on here. Oh, hey, there's Jim. Yes, good afternoon to you, sir. It's just you and me at the moment. Nobody else likes me anymore. Is my mic working, Jim? I can't tell you or not. I'm just sitting here talking to myself. So, hey, I did get my my toolbox moved over last night, just so you know. All right, cool, we're working. Cool. Yeah, got the toolbox moved over. It was not as great as a feat as I thought it was, but it was a bit of effort. So, anyways, as we're being recorded and you and I are talking about my toolbox, whatever. And nobody watches the channel anyways, Jim, so don't worry about it. Oh man. So anyways, normal thing going on around here. I got the 3D printer running in the background. I only got one running at the moment. Didn't have time to set up the second one yet. Maybe I'll do that this evening. And here's a few people coming in. Where are y'all coming in from? Jimmy, I know where you're at. I know you're actually not too far. You're still in the smoke zone. For all I know, the entire nation is in the smoke zone, for heaven's sakes. Couple of stragglers, a couple more victims dropping in. Cool. Let me know where you're coming in from and who you is. That'd be great. Like I said, I got my cheat sheets. I know, Jim, you got some extra activities going on for you this weekend, and I wish you all the good luck and have fun with all that you got going on, all the prep work and everything. Sounds exciting. Let's see here. I'm gonna look over at my list here. It's been busy. As everybody knows, I've transitioned into a new work environment at my employer. Typing up a storm right now. Lots left. Hey, I bet you are. You're in prep mode. And I know you are an analytical type minded individual, so I'm sure you are. You're listening, you're typing comments on here, which is awesome, but you are multitasking. Hey, everybody that drops by, welcome. Everybody's welcome here. This is the Captain Carnivore. We talk about carnivore stuff, but I don't care if you're carnivore or not. Never has bugged me. I've had actually a couple people come on here that were vegans, and they're all welcome. This campfire is a universal campfire. It's also an imaginary one, if you will, but it's a universal one. Everybody has a seat around the campfire. kind of like the round tables, kind of like the medieval round table. Everybody's got the same voice. Nobody sits at the head of the table because there is no head of the table itself. Anyways, that's the way campfires work. Let's see here. I've got a few people still haven't chimed in. I'd love to hear who you is and where you coming in from. That'd be great. The second thing on my list, I always like to cover the comment of the week. And while this particular episode of Captain Carnivore Campfire Chat is going to be relatively off the cuff, if you will, I'm not telling any long stories. I'm not boring anybody to tears with anything that's in particular, but I do like to share on a relatively regular basis the comment of the week. And I get a few of them. Sometimes I get a lot of them. Sometimes I have to make up one because I don't get any of them. But this one was kind of cool. So, comment of the week this week. This comes in from a lady from England, Liverpool, England. And she writes, this is Denise Bennett. And Denise, I know you're probably not on here because I didn't let you know, unfortunately, that I was going to call your comment out on my live. But hey, maybe you might find it eventually. I'm reading your comment on my live. Here we go. There's two comments here, the follow-up comment. First one is, and I quote, "Love your content. I love the way you keep simplicity. Denise from Liverpool, England." Well, that's a great compliment. How I like to keep things simple. And then she follows up. She says, "Captain Carnivore, I have lost 4 stone on Carnivore. Literally changed my life. I now lift weights 4 times a week. I'm 64 and the healthiest I've ever been. I maintain now, and every Monday I do a sardine fast as this gets me back on track." So, number one, I had to remind myself how much a stone weighs from an English perspective, and I believe it's 14 pounds. So she's lost, what does that equal up to? 56 pounds, which is absolutely incredible. And she is 64 years old and lifts weights, which is equally incredible. And she's basically kicking some tail. But why did I choose this? Oh, and Stoker, you're here, and we have Jules. Hello from Quebec. Have a nice live. Oh, thank you so much, and thanks for dropping in. Thanks, guys, for actually popping in and let me know where you're coming in from. And Stoker, you already gave me a hint that you might be out driving around raising a ruckus, which is awesome. But I am glad that you made the live. Always appreciate you. So Denise's comment, I got it written down here because that's what I read it off of. The first comment that she made was that she likes the way I keep things simplicity wise, simple. Ron, hey, welcome aboard, Ron. I'm glad you made it. I am glad you made it. And Aaron's on here too. Rock on, you guys. Hi, Aaron. I appreciate you making it over. It's I'm just getting started. You haven't missed anything. Well, I did read the comments of the day, but I'm still talking about it. So anyways, Denise, she touched on how I like to keep things simple. And in case you haven't noticed, probably damn near all of my content is me keeping my eating regimen as about as simple as I possibly can. Don't deviate too far off my path. Keep things routine, blah, 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 blah. I've talked about it quite a bit, but that's what she was referring to, I think. And when I get a message or I get a comment like this, it actually kind of makes my day, because I'm not claiming to be the first person to recognize simplicity and routine in our life, but to see that there's other people out there that are benefiting. And also, it also reminds me, Denise here, she comes in, she says she's 64 years old. Ron, I know how old you are. You're older than 64. You've actually made an incredible transformation past the age of 64 that is hard for my chimp brain to understand. My point is that it's never too late. It's never too late to do anything, start anything. What's too late is if you wait too long where you're unable physically, basically, or mentally, but it's never too late. And we've got this gal from Liverpool, England, proclaiming her victorious accomplishments on the carnivore diet. And she says every Monday she does the sardine fast to get her back on track. That right there, I absolutely love that. We all have different things that we do. A couple of new people coming in. We've got pardon me, I can't pronounce your name. 7777. I apologize. Made it to a live. And by the way, welcome aboard. Welcome. Beth has come in from southern Wisconsin. Absolutely fantastic. I eat ground beef, veal, liver, eggs, and I'm back from a 2-hour walk. Feel great. Good Lord. 2-hour walk. That's nice. Right on. That's fantastic. I eat a lot of ground beef too. I took a bunch out of the freezer. It's because I'm going to do some stuff later on this afternoon, maybe into the evening. I got family to feed in addition to myself. But anyways, I did want to read that comment. It really meant a lot to me just to know that there are people out there, because it's not really talked about, at least not it's probably talked about all the time on other carnivore channels about how, eating a simpler diet has all these, obvious benefits. And I've talked about the benefits of keeping our lifestyle routine simple, because then look at all the time it frees up. And I'll be honest with you, I don't have any free time. I got stuff going on at work. Jim here, he knows all about that. I got too many things going on, which is fantastic. I actually would not be able to do half of what I am currently attempting to do if I wasn't eating a simplified, routinable carnivore diet. Let's be honest. That's the truth. And the extra energy, all these kind of fun things. Now, let's say, for example, you're not of the carnivore lifestyle. Hey, that's fine. My wife isn't. She doesn't eat the carnivore lifestyle. And but does she like to eat the things that I make? Oh, hell yeah, she likes to eat them because I make things that are delicious. But she does not. She's not hardcore, a hardcore carnivore, if you will, and that is perfectly fine. That is, by my standards, that's perfectly fine. Do I wish that certain people would explore? Of course. But is it mandatory? No, we're all grown adults here. Let's take responsibility for what we do for ourselves and rock on with life. As long as you're trailing blazing a trail for yourself, I say get after it. Anyways, that kind of touched on my comment of the week. And I'm not done yet, but like I said earlier, this particular campfire chat is going to be, how do you say, impromptu. Didn't have a lot of time to really. I did print out some stuff. I printed out a bunch of words on some paper, but whether or not I read them and understand what I tried to remember a few days ago, probably not. Let's see here. So I'll tell you what I'm going to eat today. We're just get down to the fundamentals of what I'm going to eat, and I want to ask everybody else. Obviously, Jules, you eat ground beef, some liver, some eggs. Now, is eat as in that's what you always eat, or is that as in what you ate? In other words, before you went on a walk. It's more of a curiosity. I love hearing about what people eat and have eaten and what they're going to eat. I know Ron, he throws up. Oh, Aaron, you do too. By the way, Aaron, you made those chaffles the other day. I've been lusting over that. I almost watched your video like 3 times just so I haven't even ever made one or tasted one. It's just I look at that and going, oh Lord, I might be onto that. Have respect for other people's lifestyle eating. Absolutely, Ron. Absolutely. That is, I think if that was Ron, I think if that was to epitomize that right there, probably epitomizes the whole entire concept of at least my channel. And I would hope other people's too. And I know that there's some people that are maybe more militaristic with their ideology, if I may throw out some big words that I don't even know the meaning to. But I, on the other hand, am completely the opposite. Now, do I know what I like and do I know what I do? And well, of course, that's why I'm sitting here talking about it. But that doesn't mean I don't respect people from other perspectives. Heaven's sakes, no. It's just quite the opposite. I have a ridiculous amount of respect for people that don't see things from my angle. By God, I encourage people to look at different angles. I don't know everything, for heaven's sakes. You could argue I don't know a damn thing. So I need beef, eggs, bacon, chicken, avocado, and sometimes pork. Wow, nice spread. Nice. Yeah, I got yeah, my wife loves avocado, and I do too. I don't eat a lot of it anymore, but whenever she gets a piece of avocado, I'm not gonna lie to you, I always take a bite when she's not looking, naturally. And pork, I love pork. One thing I haven't had in a long time, and I actually have some in the freezer, is just pork belly. It's steak and cut it up into not bacon, not no pork belly bacon. Don't get me wrong. There is nothing better in life, to be honest with you. But just strips of pork belly, fry them in a pan, and I drizzle butter on them or dip them in butter, fry them up with a nice crisp on it, and bam, put some smoked salt on there. Heaven. I haven't done that for a while. I believe you've talked me into it. I haven't done it, and I'm neglecting myself, for heaven's sakes. I used to eat it all the time. Jimmy, me sitting here with a bowl of ice cream. That's a traitor. There's a traitor amongst us. Actually, Jimmy, you're sitting amongst fellow ice cream partakers of ice cream. I know Ron turned me on to the carnivore ice cream, for heaven's sakes. You're responsible, Ron. You created this mess. I love the stuff. Personally, I don't have any left. I might rectify that before the end of the weekend. Ron says, I'm going to experiment with my carnivore chocolate. I want to try for less sweet, tastes like dark chocolate. Ron, I just had, excuse me as I sit here and scratch my nose. It happens to be smoky outside. Anyways, your chocolate, Ron, I've got like, I don't know, 8 or 10 pieces left in the fridge, and I have like 1 or 2 a day. The other day, at the end of one of my videos, I had one of your pieces of chocolate sitting on the plate, indulged in it as my dessert. It's absolutely fantastic. Hey, by the way, these guys that are on here, I know you got, some of you got, I mean, Aaron, you got channel, Ron, you got a channel. These guys are, they need everybody's support. Throw some views at them. I'm not quite sure if any of the other people that are on here, have channels. If you do, shout them out now. I'd love to see them. And we got to get this spread around here. We got goodness to spread around. Take it or leave it, from my perspective. But I'm addicted to sugar, so I can't eat sugary food. You know what? Addiction to sugar. You might not be surprised that probably everybody on here, myself included, has been addicted to it. And I give myself as an example, probably from an incredibly young age. I grew up on a homestead. I grew up on a farm homestead. So I can't sit here and tell you that I was inundated with sweets every single day. But let's face it, sweets were a treat. And as years go, and of course, I made homemade root beer, which is nothing but 112% sugar content and all that kind of thing. All this was great. Lots of fruit, all this wonderful stuff. And it never slowed down. So consequently, if you want to call it the addiction hook, sits in pretty hard. And it's a thing. I'll tell you what, it's a thing. Try stopping real quick. It can test your resolve, let's put it that way. So your addiction to sugar is a genuine thing, in my most humble opinion. And you'll be better off without it. You know that already. I know. Ron, you saw the oh, did you see the salt sprinkles I put on top there? Extra secret. I got some Kalima salt that I put on there. Absolutely love that stuff with the chocolate. And here's something else I tried. And I don't know, Ron, if you've done this. I've got some caramel, and we're talking highly concentrated caramel flavoring, Loran brand. I'm not pushing any brand on here. I'm just telling you what I got. I put like, almost chocolate. I make the same batch size as you do. I don't know, what is that, cup or 2 or 3, whatever it is. I put like 1 drop of it in there. It's kind of like just 1 drop, click, and it's caramel chocolate. It's salted caramel chocolate. It's heaven. So yeah, Ron, thanks for getting me addicted to your chocolate treats. I love them. Sometimes I take them to work every once in a while. I don't tell anybody because it's mine. But anyways, let's see here. Aaron, I could have, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. I saw that. Okay. Aaron says I could use hours watched. I'll do the best I can, Aaron. I can do the best I can. Luke, you are great. So happy Lance talked about you so much. Oh, Aaron, I appreciate that. Thank you. Lance is dare I say, badass. You all are, by the way, but yeah, that guy, he's a beast. Speaking of beast, Aaron, I caught your video the other day. You want to talk about going into beast mode? If you haven't watched any of Aaron the Carnivore guy's videos, for God's sake, go on there and watch him. The guy's great. By the way, you did the video with the movie, the Healing Humanity movie, which is absolutely fantastic. I think the closest place that I saw for our area where I live here in North Idaho would be Seattle, and that's up and coming showings, and that's out of the picture for me, unfortunately. I mean, it's not that it can't be done. It's just it can't be done. Time restraints and all that fun stuff. I am so happy that you got to go see that, and you made a fantastic video, by the way, showcasing that. Talked about meeting Carrie and all that kind of thing. I loved it. That was a fantastic video. I have to stay away from sweets. No temptation in the house. I'm a chocoholic. You know what? I tell you what, when it comes to sweets, and by the way, if you haven't seen Ron's chocolate, carnivore friendly. I mean, is it truly carnivore? No, chocolate itself is not carnivore, but hey, I'm not sure anybody on here is in that 0.1% group of eating 100% carnivore. I am not. I eat maybe 95%. I'm drinking a cup of coffee, for crying out loud. That is not carnivore. So, I don't proclaim to be sitting up here waving the big carnivore stick at anybody that eats less than 100%. But my point is, if you're a chocoholic, and there's a lot of us out there that are, like what I did was I watched Ron make his. And I thought, oh God, I gotta try that, and I did, and I love it. And it's chocolate. It's a chocolate treat, and yet it's made with cocoa powder and butter and some allulose to sweeten it. I mean, what is there not to love? Hi, I say I don't crave sugar, but when I start eating, I can't stop. Oh, you know what? I get it. It's kind of like a carb addiction, and I'll use the proverbial. Hey, you would like a potato chip? No, I don't want a potato chip, because nobody in the history of mankind, if I might deviate onto the potato chip scene, nobody has ever eaten one. A whole bag? Yeah, nobody. That's easy to do. But has there ever been anybody on planet Earth in the history of mankind that's ever eaten one potato chip? No, just so you know. Aaron says, hi, my name is Aaron, and I'm a carb addict. It has been 3 years without incident. Nothing major, but it was something I know better than to have. Boy, and by the way, 3 years. Rock on, dude. Rock on. The carb the carb addiction. Isn't that it's I don't know. I'll use the word sinister, I guess. For those of us that have been on a carnivore diet for a while and understand, even, let me put it in a different perspective. Obviously, probably everybody was, is, or is going to be a carb addict, or at least a partaker of carbs. And of course, there's a recommended daily allowance of carbohydrate intake. I have no idea what it is. And I don't even care. The point is that if you take in too many carbs, you know what the hell's going on, especially if somebody says, did you realize that you just took in, 5,000 carbohydrates in the last hour and a half or whatever? And if you just feel like hell all the time, if you could make a 50, I'm just shooting from the hip here. I ain't got no DR anywhere near my name. So, but if you reduced it by 50%, and I just use 50%, reduce it by 30%. Hell, pick a number. Your carb intake, you're probably, it's probably a safe bet that you're going to have significant benefits to your health and your well-being and how you feel. That's how I call it. So, Aaron, you're a carb addict, so am I. Hell, I'm a recovered alcoholic too. I mean, there's people on here with all kinds of backstories, and I know, Ron, you can make caramel with allulose, and you've got a video on doing that too, Ron. Now I know Ron's he was heavy into drinking soda pop, and that's a real thing too. So if you haven't seen his method of weaning himself off, which was, I think, pretty cool on how he did it, go back and catch some of those videos. It was an amazing night. Aaron says, probably, I'm sure you're referring to the movie night that you went to. It sounds like it. You did a great video. I'm gonna see it. Hell, when Carrie first started, even when he was first thinking about it, I happened to be on his channel, not be on his channel. I was watching his channel, but I have never been on his channel. But anyways, I digress. And then he, kept going through the stages of developing his path that he was going to take. Then he started raising money. I threw a few bones at him because I was like, you know what you're doing, dude, is absolutely epic. I mean, he's got a great story too, by the way, a fantastic story. But I mean, to partake in what he did is absolutely unbelievable, and from my perspective. So I was more than happy to throw a few bones at him. I didn't have my channel. I didn't have anything. I was just some guy on YouTube, just like I am now. But it's good to support people. And boy, that guy did an absolute, I haven't seen the movie. I watched your video, Aaron. I can tell that it's going to be everything plus some when I get a chance to see it, and I hope everybody else will at some point too. Yeah, Aaron is so good at interviews. Yeah, dude, man, Aaron, you rock it, man. I'm telling you. I watched that interview you did with Ron. It's like, man, you're bringing the heat, man. You're bringing the heat. Chocolate flavored butter bites is what I call them. Chocolate flavored butter bites. I couldn't say it better. I mean, they are absolutely awesome. I mean, I've taken them, Ron. I think I may have shared this with you. I don't know if you've done it yet or not. I actually take one of those butter bites and I shave it up into small pieces and I throw it in some of my ice cream, kind of like a chocolate chip ice cream. It's like I invented anything. I didn't invent anything. I didn't invent chocolate chip ice cream, but that's another thing that I do with them. 3 days, not 3 years. I'm sorry, Aaron. Yeah, 3 days without incident. 3 years would be well, yeah, you're right. That'd be maybe I can't even go 3 minutes without incident. Jimmy's laughing. Question: do you all think you can ruin your metabolism when you go yo-yo diet, especially after 50 years of age? Great question. Great question. I'm going to take a stab at this. And I might even bring this back real quick to my comment of the week. So a yo-yo diet. I'm talking, you're probably thinking, well, obviously yo-yo going on and off, on and off, on and off. I know Aaron probably has touched on this too. Basically, not being too hard on yourself. So, in other words, if you start a curriculum, a diet change, I'm people jump in here, help me out here, because I'm going off of my own experience. Because if I'm making a major change in my eating routine and I take a day off or a weekend off, or I'll give you an example. When I first started this, I'll call it a diet at the time. I didn't call it a lifestyle. I didn't realize that it was, but I'll call it a diet at the time. I had been going for, let's see, probably 4 or 5 months, trying to be as critical of it as I could. I was still drinking alcohol, so obviously I hadn't pushed all my chips in. But my birthday comes around, and my wife and I, we pack our bags up and we went over to see family, and it just so happened to be over my birthday. Of course, everybody wants to throw a party, and lo and behold, man, I didn't just deviate off the path. I trailblazed a road right out 90 degrees from my path for quite a few days. And all the while I'm thinking, yeah, I am actually resetting my body back to the way it was. If you want to go back to what you said about destroying your metabolism. And I just like, okay, understand the situation I'm in, or understand the circumstances, or whatever. And it's like, when it's all done, it's like you just dust off a little bit. Don't sit there, beat yourself up, get back on the horse and carry on down the path. That's what I did. Now, but yeah, you have a great question. Do you think you can ruin your metabolism with your yo-yo diet? I don't really know. I mean, if you make it, if your diet is to have a yo-yo diet, I don't know. Especially after 50 years of age. I mean, that would almost, and I want to preface this with the fact that obviously whatever I blurt out here is not medical advice. We all know that. And I don't even have, I can't even relate to that other than the story that I told you, which was not the only incident, by the way. I mean, I'll give you another example. When I go visit my mom, and I've brought this up in the past, when I go visit my mom, who I love dearly, one thing that I do as a good son is that when my mom puts food in front of me and I don't give a damn what she's serving, I'm eating it. I'm not going to say, no, I'm not eating this. I have never done that, and I'm not going to start anytime soon. Now, will she make something that is conducive to my lifestyle? Normally she tries. But she puts food in front of me, or she puts food on the table, I'm eating it. So is that a yo-yo diet? Maybe not. But that's my experience. And does it destroy myself? Well, it could kick me out of ketosis, I guess, if you want to call it that. Anyways, I am speaking from my own personal experiences. LAMZ, good afternoon, evening all, and good afternoon and evening to you. I appreciate you stopping in. And where are you coming in from? It's kind of fun to see where people are tuning in here. We've got Quebec. We've got Jim. I know where you're at. Aaron, you're coming in from New York. And I know, Ron, you're in Michigan. Let's see here. More comments. Carnivore Ron says, yes, you can, but Carnivore fixes it. Take it from someone who had been on many diets. Well, there you go. Another man with experience. Now, take my experience with a grain of salt, because I did not partake of the almighty carnivore diet to alleviate any issues, basically. Yeah, I didn't. Was I inflamed? Yes, I was inflamed. Did I know I was? No, I didn't. Did I have weight to lose? I had a little bit. I think I weighed 175 pounds at the time, which may or may not be overweight. I'm a small individual. I'm down to 140. I'd bump between 142 and 146, somewhere in there. It's kind of like this, it's not big swings. But I did have a little bit of weight to lose anyways, but I did not take the diet on to do that. Real quick, I heard Dr. Berry say that you could eat beef, bacon, butter, and eggs and basically eat as much as you want. I thought, I'm in. It's simple. This is simple. These are the 4 food groups that I can't live without, and been told all my life, restrict these 4 things. They're terrible for you. Contrary to belief, they're absolutely fantastic for you. So, and I've been rocking it for, I don't know, well over 3 years now, and don't intend on looking back. Aaron, if you plan to go yo-yo, I don't think you can make things worse since your body is used to it. Just my thought. Fantastic. I mean, really, well, fantastic thought. Yo-yo diet, obviously. Yeah, and I'm assuming that's going on and off regimen. If I were to make a guess at what you mean by the yo-yo, and I don't speak diet. I got a carnivore channel, for heaven's sakes, but what I talk about is what I do and what I eat, which is real simple, real simple. 9:30 p.m. in Holland. That is awesome. They get people from all over the world. That is absolutely fantastic. Aaron says, depending on how often you yo-yo and what will also matter. And with what will also matter. Absolutely. It's like, I don't know, take it to an extreme. I'm going to take a month off of my regimen. I'm going to take a month and I'm going to live, I'm going to live like I'm going crazy. Yeah, you're going to destroy, you might destroy everything that you have possibly built. I don't know. Will taking a day off of it destroy everything you built? I don't know. I'll give you an example. So I drank alcohol. I was an alcoholic for 35 plus years. Beer, booze. Hell, I even worked at a winery for about 2 years. So I even developed a taste for wine. But anyways, now, back in the day, I did quit for 1 full year, almost to the day. It wasn't because it was more of a personal challenge. Like I'm going to challenge myself. I got to pick a challenge for myself. I'm going to quit drinking for a year. I had set a goal, not a milestone. Milestones are something that you mark in the trail as you're going to the end of something. But I mean, I set a goal. I accomplished my goal, reached over, grabbed cold beer, and before you know it, I was back in the saddle. So if you're going to yo-yo for a weekend, or I don't know, I'm just speaking here. If I were to grab a couple of beers right now, and I'm a grown man, I can grab one if I want, grab 2, I can grab 6 or 8 of them. I can start making old fashions like the way I used to, one right after another. Now, is there a chance that I would completely go off the rail? Yeah, probably, because I know myself. I drank for 35 years, probably even more than that, or longer than that. And so I know myself. Now, if I sat down and drank 1 beer, could I get past? It's not like I'm, shaking and everything like that. I'd probably be fine. But why? What am I proving to myself? All I'm proving to myself at that point is that 2 weeks from now I can go, hey, I didn't go back to drinking full time. Let's have 1 more beer. So, I mean, it's all relative. But that's just me. Let's see here. Yvonko, pardon me if I butchered the name. I am so sorry. I'll call you Quad 7. 71 years old, started carnivore, 69. Carnivore fixed my metabolism after 50 years plus of yo-yo diets. Yeah, Ron, you started at 69 years old, been carnivore for over 2 years. Absolutely phenomenal. And I believe you've lost over 250 pounds. Absolutely ridiculous. But strict carnivore diet cleared up. Even keto helps, right? I reversed type 2, no blood pressure issues, 70 plus pounds lost in 1.5 years. So, I mean, the wins just keep piling up, right? I mean, and keto. Keto is one of those things that, like, if you're coming off of a standard American diet, like I said, if you cut your carbs down by 30%, I mean, in my book, you're already winning. It looks like I got the garbage guy outside making a ruckus. Anyways, so the keto is a very legit huge thing. I went straight to carnivore before I even knew how to spell keto. maybe I'd be a keto guy if I hadn't just found out from Dr. Berry one day that I could eat beef, bacon, butter, and eggs, and live healthy forever. So, and that's what I did because I love those things. I don't plan on yo-yo. I've been ketovore for 2 years now, but now at 53 years of age, I've noticed how much harder it's been. So I wondered if it is my age or all the earlier years I wasted yo-yoing. What a fascinating, well, for one thing, congratulations on your 2 years of ketovore. I mean, I don't think anybody is going to say that you've chosen an incorrect path, because I mean, for Ron, for example, he didn't start eating carnivore until he was 69, and that guy probably, and I'm speaking for you, Ron, apologize, but I'm sure you even said it yourself. You've taken every diet path that you could come across, counting calories, whatever. And when you find what works for you, and it's not to say that it's easy, I can only speak from my experience. Was it easy? I started carnivore and still drank for over a year and a half. So I just ate carnivore. I didn't drink carnivore. So I still ate candy on an occasion and all that kind of thing. So my yo-yoing, I kind of weaned off of it. And then things got easier, but we're all different. Everybody's different. Let's not forget, this is not a one size fit all, in my most humble opinion. Let's see here. I don't play. Okay. Good afternoon, Captain. Oh, Lance is in the house. Lance, welcome, buddy. Been trying not to talk about you too much since you haven't been here, but actually we have, a couple of us have. Man, am I glad you made it. I told everybody earlier about how fantastic your videos are. By the way, Lance is on here. He's go like and subscribe to all these guys. Ron's channel, Aaron's channel, Lance's channel. If anybody else is on here that's got a channel that I don't know about, put it up here. For heaven's sakes, we got to be making the rounds here. We got to like and subscribe to everybody we can get our hands on. Get this community for everybody built up. That's what I want. That is what I want. What has become harder specifically? Oh, Quad 7 is being asked. What has become harder? And they write, the scale doesn't move as it used to, but my health is great. Where are you, Ron? You've been through stalls before. You've gone through extended stalls. I know that some of you guys that are on this, and like I said, I'm not doing carnivore diet. Not only am I not doing advice, I don't even have experience in the weight area, because I lost 20 pounds, big deal. But some of you guys on here are on that path, and I know Lance is too. Yeah, so you guys are solving each other's problems. Thank God I got some professionals on here. I'm just some guy in North Idaho that wears a cool shirt that I designed. Yeah, I talk about what I like to eat. 95% carnivore. Sometimes in a blue moon, I mean, we eat cucumbers with lime and sea salt. Gee whiz, I would call that definitely 95% carnivore. So there you go. People are stick with it. You may stall, but it will work after time. This is Ron. He's just come back he just came back off of 3. You know what? Ron, your videos, you've been pointing this out too. It's like, man, I'm still in a stall, but you stayed the course. And I think we've talked about this briefly before. And of course, I'm sitting here talking. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't understand what's going on in my body. I wouldn't even know a carbohydrate if you threw one down in front of me in its fundamental form. But when the body, this is the way I look at it. The body has an intuitive way of taking care of itself, so to speak. And I don't know, shooting from the hip here, Ron, correct me if I'm wrong, but you went through a stall that was a long stall. You dropped a lot of weight. I mean, over, 2 years or whatever it was. I mean, you dropped a lot of weight. Sometimes you may have tapered off a little bit and then you drop some more and whatever. But you went on to a multi-month stall, if I can remember correctly. Well, you even said so. Came off a 3-month stall. And all of a sudden, like, oh, now I'm starting to drop some more weight. I don't know what the hell's going on. And I don't think maybe any of us really do. But if I were to put it into words from Captain Carnivore's perspective, it's the body going, okay, I'm going to stall at the moment. I have my own reasons, my own purposes. And yet you still keep your routine. You still keep the regimen. And then before you know it, your things get back on track. I don't know. It's like magic. It's like magic. Lance, he says, said, had been in the stall with weight since February. I changed things several times before finding what worked for me. I had to go to a lower fat, 60% of my calories from fat. Lance, you kind of touched on something absolutely fantastic. You did. It's finding out what works for you. If you don't experiment on yourself, and I'm not talking like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type thing. You're not, when I say experiment, I mean, we're talking like making small changes. And I'm going to tie I got a thought on the changing the ideas, and somebody can correct me and say, Luke, shut up. But if you're trying to solve a problem, we'll just say a weight stall. And I think, Lance, you said you changed things. You basically change your fat content. Okay. So when I help a few people with issues, and we'll just go back to my work for a second, which I'm problem solve. I help people solve issues and problems. It's like, if there are some actions you can take to alleviate a problem, but you're curious as to what action is actually solving the problem, in my humble opinion, don't do 3 or 4 or 5 of them all at the same time. If you get a positive result, you may not know which one worked, right? That just kind of goes without saying. Although the need to solve the problem may outweigh the knowing of which thing, so if you eliminate 5 things, or if you change 5 things and you get an immediate result, you may need to stick with that permanent change in order to extend your result, I guess, if that's what I'm saying. Oh no, cute. Yeah. Carnivore Quest. Welcome, Carnivore Quest. I have another victim here. Welcome. Where are you coming in from? Carnivore Quest. Cucumbers. Just teasing. You guys are funny. Weekly 72-hour. This is Lance comes in and says, weekly 72-hour fast for the last 7 weeks has helped me break the stall and lose 21 pounds in 7 weeks. I'm telling you. And you put that on your videos. I mean, you're one of the goats, one of the greatest of all time. You and your fast. I mean, you could write a book on that, buddy. I'm just throwing that out there. You may want to consider that in your spare time. Dairy can cause a stall as well. Yes. That's been talked about, written about, expounded upon, for those that are suffering. And, cheese, I think, and Aaron, you talked about trying to you need to cut back on cheese. I heard you say something about that. It's like, hey, I love cheese. And I've cut back on it. I still eat a little bit of it, but I'm not fighting certain battles, I guess. Let's see here. Carnivore Quest. Let's see. Larry, how you doing? Eating some sardines. I'm guilty of eating cucumbers. If you're going to be guilty of anything, and eating a cucumber is that's you're innocent, in my opinion. That's innocence. You got to check out the merch at Captain. He has a half-pound burger press. Is awesome. Thanks, Lance, for that shout out. I appreciate that. Man, I'm working on all kinds of fun stuff. Nothing's mind blowing, but I got more stuff coming. It's fun. Hell, I got my 3D printer back there right now, printing my latest, dare I say, invention. I don't invent anything. I'm not making anything new, just making things different, making it my own, I guess. But anyways, got more coming. And let's see, I got a lot more coming. I got some fun ideas. Of course, I can't spill the beans here yet. I'll make videos and put them up, but it's some fun stuff. Let's see. What's up, fellas? Carnivore Quest. Carnivore Quest. Are you one of Lance's buddies? I'm just asking. I'm learning I'm learning everybody's crowds. I can't keep up with everybody. I can't even keep up with my own pace. It's crazy. Anyway, so tonight I took out, just to come full circle here, I took out some burger and I took out some pork loin. By the way, Lance, you mentioned a while back about making like potato-like chips from dehydrated pork loin. Did you not? And did you say to use popcorn salt? I think it was you. Oh, he is okay. Similar to Lance, I stalled on cut the fat, worked to cut out extra fat, like extra butter, cooked in bacon fat. Right on. You guys are solving some problems. Great lives and support. Right on. So Lance, anyways, a week or two ago, well, I was at Costco and I picked up one of their pork loins. And I tell you what, years ago, when my old man, he told me, he says, Luke, you ever get hungry, you need to feed yourself, find yourself some pork loin. The stuff is basically free food. I'm like, oh, okay. Good advice from Dad. So I went, and I've used it before. I've made some fantastic things out of pork loin. I should put some pictures up one time. Anyways, but I'm digressing. So I took and I sliced some of those really, really thin, sprinkled the hell out of them with some of that popcorn salt, threw it in the dehydrator, and I loved them. Absolutely fantastic treats. Dried them really, really dry. They snap like crackers. I left some on the counter, and my wife, she texts me and she says, hey, I found something on the counter. And I said, it's not the beef chips that you like or the beef snacks, which she loves. I said, you may or may not like them. And she texts back, she says, these are damn good. I'm thinking to myself, hey, I got more pork loins. I took out a pork loin today. I'm going to make some more of those things. I might even marinate them in some smoke or something just to give them a little bit extra, something different to taste. But Emma, that carries Emma. The Carnivore did those pork chips on her YouTube channel. Fantastic. You know what? But yeah, that you're talking about Carrie's daughter, if I remember correctly. I did say that. Popcorn, salt, thin sliced pork loin, dehydrated, amazing. Yes, it is. And it was. I ate the last piece of it last night when I was at work, which means I was going to take some out of the freezer regardless, but I am making more of it. Also took out a whole bunch of hamburger. I took out one of my Colossus burgers. I'm going to have that this afternoon for my dinner. And then took out another slab of burger. I got all kinds of meat sitting over there thawing out, but whatever my wife wants, I'm going to be making some other things with my new toys I'm making. I'll show you that on a video sometime. Well, I'll show it right now. Meatball press, custom one, revised it. Great big thing. I made one out of some cheaper filament, not cheaper, but anyways, to test the theory, works great. I got smaller ones. I didn't kind of like it as much for what I wanted. Anyways, redesigned it. I already tried it out. It actually works fantastic. But my wife was talking about making herself some Swedish meatballs. She's like, hey, I'm going to use my press. We're not going to go like this making Swedish meatballs. The hell with that. I got the right tool for the job. Anyways, I'm going to do that. Probably make a video trying to get my wife on here. I did make a video with my wife the other day. It was a lot of fun. She loved it. And I got some fun compliments. So I'm hoping that my next video, my wife, she wasn't able to come in here and join me on the live today, which is fine. I'll get her on here one of these days, but she's a ton of fun. But I'm going to try to catch her in the making of the meatballs for her Swedish meatballs. I'll do the best I can, but that's my next video. At least I hope it is, unless I get inspired by something else. Let's see here. If cheese slows results, I accept that. You know what? Yeah, I mean, I love cheese, man. I ain't gonna lie. I don't eat nearly as much as I used to. I mean, if it didn't have cheese on it, I wouldn't even consider it food at one point. But Carnivore Quest is why I started my channel. Hoorah. You know, we all have inspirations. I can't even remember what um I've started other channels. I've had other channels, but nothing serious, nothing that I took serious. Can't remember exactly what inspired me to start this channel. I think it was just because one of the reasons was, I'd been carnivore well, this channel is a little over a year old. So I've been carnivore for 2 years. Nobody wants to talk to you about it. Nobody cares. And yet when you have, this is my quick spiel on why Captain Carnivore exists, I guess, is that you want to stand on your soapbox and you want to proclaim to the world that you just found the secret to life or something. You found the meaning, you found the hidden book that explains everything all in detail on how to be all the answers to your questions. In my humble opinion, eating this way solved a lot of those problems. And when you want to tell everybody, at least I did, nobody cares. Nobody cares. And that's fine. So I was like, well, I have this desire to tell everybody I possibly can. What's the best way to do that? Get on here and talk to myself on YouTube. Put it out there. People like it. They like it. If they don't, they don't. They can come and go. They can take it or leave it, as my dad used to tell me. And it's all good with me. I take it or leave it. Real simple. So now I get on here and I get to talk about all the fun food that I eat, which is really no different than most of you. And it gives a chance to spread the word a little bit and to support other content creators, which is technically what this is, in my opinion, a large portion of it. Like Lance and Aaron and Ron, of course. If cream shows results, I'm okay with that too, right? Go back to the ice cream. Gee whiz. And you know what? I tell you my first experience when I first made Ron's ice cream. And by the way, who doesn't like ice cream? I come home from work one night and I just made the first batch. I was super excited about trying it. And I had I'll go into detail, well, a little bit of detail on how I package it. But anyways, I had it in a big tub, whole batch in a big tub. I sat right down here at my table, my quote unquote desk where I got my computer and all the crap on the wall. And I just sat here. I got off work, like, yeah. And I just kept eating. And it's kind of like nobody's ever eaten a potato chip type of scenario. Nobody's ever eaten a spoonful of ice cream. Never been done. So I ate way too much. And I paid the price because then it was like, I work night shift. So it's like 3:00 in the morning and I just stuffed myself full of ice cream. You go lay down and I wanted to die 4 hours later. So it's like, so then I went and I bought little portioned size plastic cups. I got like 1,000 of them off of Amazon. So when I make my ice cream, I fill up about 5 ounces or however much it holds. And I make 10, 12, 14, however much of it I make at a time, put them in there. So then when I I want some ice cream, I pull that out. It's already pre-portioned. I don't overeat it. Still have enough to sit there and go, I just had some really good Carnivore Run ice cream. It's awesome. Anyways, that's my ice cream story for the day. How thin do you slice the pork for that? Aaron, I was slicing it not paper thin, but I was what I aimed for was between 1/8 of an inch and 3/16 of an inch thick. Now, 1/8 inch, in my opinion, would have been optimum. This is the first time I ever done it. And I have not seen Emma's video. I just heard about Lance talking about it at one time. And I was like, dude, I got to try that. I mean, I dehydrate. I'm going to have my dehydrator going here tomorrow and the next day, because I might even make jerky too. I'm going to keep that thing rocking tomorrow, maybe even tonight. We'll see. I use it a lot. But anyways, I shot for, and it's the same thing for when I make my beef jerky, which I make I'd probably make some this weekend. It's just that I can't do it all. I only got one dehydrator anyways. Maybe next weekend. But that's what I shoot for. 1/8 inch to 3/16 of an inch thick. Your mileage may vary. I don't have a meat slicer. I mean, I actually do, but it's a piece of junk, and I am not even going to torture myself with trying to use it like I have in the past. So I partially freeze the meat, and I can cut through a whole 2 or 3 pounds of that stuff in a moment's notice if it's partially frozen. Super simple and a lot more accurate as far as the cut goes. I'm sure everybody knows that, but if you didn't, now you do. I didn't always know that until somebody said, hey, dude, freeze that. Not solid, but partially freeze it. Your life is going to be much easier. And it was. Community. Oh, Stoker says community is important. Hoorah. You know what? And Stoker, by the way, yeah, you did chime on here earlier. Thank you again I know you said you were going to be out on the road, buddy. Whether you're coming or going, be safe out there. My wife and I spend a lot of time driving around, and it's a crazy world. So wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, at least on the road, be safe. Lance says, I've been eating ice cream and cheese when eating the last 7 weeks and still lost 21 pounds. Could I have lost more? Don't know. I enjoyed what I was eating. Good for you, Lance. You know what? Who can argue? Dare I say, who can argue with results? I mean, heck, if you're getting results, what do you want? More results? You want them faster? Results are results. And it'd be hard pressed to somebody to come to me and say, well, you're not actually a carnivore. You eat Ron's butter chocolate bites, and you have ice cream, and you eat cheese. That's not all I eat. That's not all what any of us eat if we are on a carnivore lifestyle. These are adjuncts. These are things that, I'll take a snack to work and nibble on it. I've taken ice cream to work, for heaven's sakes. I've had ice cream at work, carnivore ice cream. Anyways, let's see here. Ron says, you are part of the network. We are all part of the network, right, Ron? You are an integral part, by the way. Aaron, slice real thin. You want it like Lay's potato chip. I agree. And, especially when it comes to pork, if I might say, might put a food disclaimer in here, dehydrate the hell out of it. If you want a potato chip, you cut it too thin, you might have to dehydrate it for a week. I don't know. But you don't want any squishy parts in there. I mean, it is pork after all. But I cook it at 165 degrees. I think I did mine for, what was it? 165? I have to look at my notes, which I don't have them here. I try to keep notes of all the things I dehydrate. And I did it for, 8 hours. That was my first try. I wanted it to come out like a potato chip, and it did. It did. I'm gonna actually, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do next time is I'm gonna put more salt on it. It's the first time I ever used popcorn salt. To be honest with you, it's the first time I ever heard of it. But I did buy some, and I salted it, both sides. And could I taste the salt? Yes, I could. I love salt. So when I make my next batch, by God, it's going to have twice as much. It's because I make my own treats. I'll make them any way I want. Let's see here. Lance says that way it will crisp up. Yeah, a little bit extra snap. And you know what? Texture is a funny thing too. It's like everybody wants a chewy beef jerky. Fine. Some of my jerky, I make that way too. When I make beef jerky for my grandkids and for the general populations, if you will, I make jerky candy. I load that stuff up with honey, brown sugar, all the sinful things that we lust over, that we aren't allowed to partake on regularly. And it comes out it comes out like, well, it's this beef jerky candy. It tastes great, by the way. But it has its own texture. Now, when I make my jerky from myself, obviously the marinade is completely different. I dehydrate it, and it's got a little bit more snappy texture to it. Because but I've had other people try it and go, God, it's like it doesn't have the texture of jerky. Like, who the hell cares? I'm making it for myself. I guess I could cut back on the amount of time that I dehydrate it. It's just beef. You could eat it raw for all I care. But anyways, make it whatever you like. But as far as the pork goes, I dehydrate the hell out of it myself. Stoker, Carnivore is defined as 70% meat products in your diet. Try not to beat yourself up if you're down a few carbs. Keep it less than 20 grams and you do fantastic. I'll tell you what, Stoker, from a perspective of a standard American diet, 20 carbs would be like quitting carbs, in my opinion. Now, from me, I probably eat, I don't know, 2 to 5 carbs a week. I mean, seriously, I may breathe in carbohydrates occasionally. I don't even know if that's possible or not, but I know the guys at work sometimes bring in boxes of donuts and I walk by them and I smell them. There you go. There's a carbohydrate. But for somebody I'm shooting from the hip here. Everybody on here has more experience in this than I do. But if I were to speak out here, if you're coming off of a standard American diet, you go 70% meat and drop your carbohydrate to 20 grams or less. You're right. You're going to not only do fantastic, you're going to thrive in just about everything, in my most humble opinion. If you're on a standard American diet, I say, do the right thing. Do the right thing. You won't regret it. Anyways. Lance says, get a nice meat slice knife, chill the meat in the freezer until stiff, not frozen, and slicing becomes easier. Yeah, hoorah. You know what? I bought myself some. I'm a knife maker, for crying out loud. You may ask yourself, why the hell doesn't he make his own knives? I do make my own knives, and I've actually made kitchen knives. Kitchen knives for other people. I'm not a kitchen knife maker. Maybe I should be someday soon, but I just buy them. Kitchen knives. I did buy some. They weren't. I didn't sell my vehicles in order to afford them or anything like that. But I did get some reasonably decent ones. Makes a big difference. And big secret is not the quality of the knife. It's chilling that meat down. I freeze mine until it's like 30% or 40% frozen. And your life becomes so much easier. Bada boom, bada bing, problem solved. You're all right, Captain. And the younger you switch to this way of eating, the easier your transition and you get results. Definitely. Now, is it ever too late? No. I think Lance, you and I are probably in the same age group. You might have a couple years on me. I'm 55. I think you may have a few years on me. Ron is 71. He started 2 years ago, and the man's lost 250 pounds. Absolutely ridiculous results. I'm going to say that the majority of all of our brain fog has been cured. We've cured things we don't even know about. Ron's hair's changed color. He didn't even expect that. Lance, you look absolutely, you're a beast. Aaron is the same thing. You guys, the transition. I don't have a real physical transition. I actually did put a picture up not too long ago of what my face looked like 4 years ago or whatever. And that's the way my face has always looked. And then I put it side by side to the way I am now. Obviously, I'm with or without the beard or whatever. And beard stays, by the way. But I was like, wow, I don't even recognize myself. What the hell? Who's that guy? Who's that person? You know, oh, I lost 25 pounds or whatever it was. That's like, I had a lot of inflammation. It did change my appearance. But you guys, the ones that have got the channels out there, and you put that stuff up there, amazing transition. Just stay the course. Carnivore Ron says, you know what? And a lot of that comes from you guys, the community. You know, when I'm shooting along here. That's all right. I'll go for a few more minutes. My lights are going to shut off here. They only got about an hour of battery. It's all battery power around here. Stay the course. And if I might be so bold, and you guys play a big part in this, a lot more than me, is community. Because I'll give you an example. My wife, the most important thing in my life, absolutely most important person. She's not carnivore. I don't go to her for support. Like, hey, I need help with eating carnivore. She's gonna look at me and says, why don't you just go get a cheeseburger and be done with it? And she doesn't come to me with that, we don't share those. We don't have that same path. So if you need help and support, with maintaining your lifestyle or maintaining your path, that's what these communities are for, in my opinion. You guys have amazing channels, amazing. I've gone on to Lance's lives, and the guy's got a plethora of people on there, and they're all talking about their sardine fasts and all this kind of thing. And it's like, man, you guys are tight, and that's fantastic. I love that. Aaron, I know you got some. By the way, your videos are your videos are badass, and Ron too. You're Ron. I need to get you on some more lives, buddy. By the way, we've got a connection coming up tomorrow morning. I have not forgotten, so be prepared, buddy. Enjoy the rest of the day with your lovely wife. See you next week, everybody. You know what, Stoker? Thank you so much. We're going to have a lot of fun. We always do. Our weekends, as my old man said, used to tell me, he's like, pick them up and put them down. So we blaze a trail. By the way, pray for all the people. If you're one of those people, for the Pacific Northwest, the Spokane area, which is about 15 miles down the road, is just completely burnt to ash. Poor people. Hundreds of homes burnt. I'm going to be donating. We got boxes at work for donations for, people who've been displaced from their home in a matter of minutes, have lost everything. So my wife and I are going to go out and do some shopping here sometime this weekend and fill up some of the boxes at work with items that the poor people need. But anyways, yeah, it's terrible. And we're in Post Falls. Like I said, it's smoky as hell. We just get all the smoke. Knock on wood, haven't had any fires, but the whole entire area is blanketed in nasty ass smoke. But Stoker, you enjoy your weekend too, buddy. Thank you for stopping by. You guys, I'm running long here. It's 10 minutes. I'm sitting here chatting with my pals, having a great time. What a great live. I didn't have much. I probably had more on my list, but we got rolling on important things and community topics. So I got to bug out of here. My lights are still on, which is amazing, but they're going to shut off here any second. So thanks for stopping by, everybody. I appreciate every one of you. Nice seeing you, Captain. It's always just fun talking, right, Aaron? And I appreciate some of you guys have bought some of the goodies off the website. I appreciate it. I really do. Enjoy them. Have fun with them. I'm trying to build that side. Dare I call it a business? Probably not. It's a hobby, but I like sharing everything with everybody in one form or another. So I appreciate you guys' support, everything you guys do, everything. Ron, seeing you tomorrow morning. We will catch you next time. Time for the gym. Hoorah. Aaron, you went into beast mode last time you did a video. When you hit the gym, man, you don't toy around. You're a man of action. Guys, this is Luke, Captain Carnivore. I love all of you. Thanks for dropping by. We'll same time, same station, God willing. I hope so. You guys take care. We'll see you. Yep. See you next week. See you, Lance. Take care, buddy. Stoker, everybody's out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, gotta go.